Welcome students. Today we will study about excretion. Excretion in human beings and excretion through plants. Excretion is the process by which the waste products produced inside the body during different metabolic activities is removed from the body. You have learned earlier different type of processes: nutrition, respiration, and other processes also which are going on inside the body. These are combinedly known as metabolic activities. And during metabolic activities, different types of products are formed which are harmful for the body, and they are needed to give out of the body. That process is known as excretion. Removal of harmful waste products synthesized inside the body during metabolic activities is known as excretion. It is also one of the life process. As you know that there are different types of living beings: unicellular, multicellular. So in unicellular organisms, the waste products are removed from the cells into the surroundings by very simple process, diffusion, and liquid waste by osmosis. Because you have learnt in class 9 only that plasma membrane is selectively semi-permeable, so through it waste products are removed out from the cell. But in multicellular organisms, the process is not same, because it is made up of multicellular organisms. Body is made up of millions of cells, more than millions of cells. So it is not possible to remove waste products from each and every cell. So there is a system which help in excretion of waste produced formed during the metabolic activities from the body, and that system is only known as excretory system, and different organs are involved for that particular process. You must have learned earlier that inside the body there is division of liver. Now about excretion in human beings. Diagrams are given on your screen. You may observe inside the body three different form of state of waste produced: in solid form, in liquid form, as well as in gaseous form. So gaseous waste are removed with the help of lungs in the humans, and liquid waste are removed through urinary system, and as well through the skin in the form of sweat, in the form of urine through the urinary system, in the form of sweat from our skin, and solid waste which are soluble or even insoluble, these are also removed with water through our skin, with the sweat, in the sweat only, as well as in urine also. So urine is also a mixture having some soluble salt particles as well as some insoluble salt particles are also there. You must have learnt in class 9 colloidal solution. In chemistry you have learnt in class 9, there only you have learnt. So urine and sweat, these are mixture, and they contain dissolved form of solid waste as well as some undissolved fine particles of solid waste. if you will go through the urine test of any person, that report if you will see, so many of the substances are present in the urine, that is, these are tabulated in that report. You may observe from there. Now, we will discuss about our urinary system actually. In our urinary system, a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. These organs are present, and each kidney has a number of excretory units, as you are seeing in your kitchen, sieve for filtering tea. Likewise, many filtering units are there, and one individual unit is known as nephron. Later on we will study about nephron also. So, a front view of urinary system, you will observe one pair of kidneys you are observing. Left kidney is little bit higher than that of the position I am telling, than that of the right kidney, and comparatively bigger also. And then ureter, two tubular structure you are observing, right ureter, left ureter, and that ureter brings urine, excretory waste filtered, collected from the kidneys after filtration of blood, and this is collected again a bladder like a structure, that is known as urinary bladder, and opening of urinary bladder is known as urethra. In second diagram you are observing blue colored tubular structure and one is red colored tubular structure. That blue colored tubular structure brings impure blood for filtration, and after filtration blood sends back through the red colored tubular structure. One is artery, another is vein. And liquid waste, which is collected, filtered in kidney, that liquid waste comes into urinary bladder with the help of both the ureters, and which when it is almost filled, then we feel pressure and we excrete it out with the help of urethra. One more thing I want to explain here, that in our urinary bladder, before urethra, we have one sphincter which controls the passage of urine through the urethra. That's why we don't have urge of urination each and every time. So we have some control over it. You are observing the diagram, and one individual unit, filtering unit, that is named as nephron, you are observing on your screen. Now we will discuss about it. Here one unit is only given. A cup-like structure, that is named as woman's capsule, is present, inside which a sieve-like structure is present, which is named as glomerulus. Renal vein brings impure blood to the woman's capsule, and glomerulus helps in filtration. Then filtered blood is passed into arteriole from glomerulus, and the liquid waste is passed into the, you are observing coiled tubular structure. Upper part is known as proximal tubule, and the U-shaped structure which you are observing below, yellow colored structure which is U-shaped, that is known as loop of Henle. It has its importance, later I will discuss. And the second dorsal part is known as dorsal tubule. So the whole tubular structure is divided into three parts: proximal tubule, loop of Henle and dorsal tubule. and then urine is passed through all these three into the collecting duct, and a number of collecting ducts are open into the opening of ureter. Nephron, one individual unit, it has a cup-like structure, I told now, that is called Bowman's capsule, containing a bundle of capillaries called glomerulus. The Bowman's capsule leads into a tubular structure which joins into a collecting duct. The renal artery brings the nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, uric acid, along with excess water and salt, which passes through the tubular structure into the collecting duct. The waste that then passes through the ureters into the urinary bladder and is then sent out through the urethra as urine. This filtration process is also known as ultrafiltration, because very fine particles are filtered in the process. But at first step, the liquid waste which is passed into the proximal tubule, it also has some of important molecules which should remain in the body, some amount of glucose, excess water, some protein molecules also there. So again these are needed to send back to the filtering unit, Bowman's capsule. So you are observing in the diagram, at many of the places veins and arteries are in attachment with the proximal tubule and dorsal tubule, and because these are very thin tubular structure, so with the help of those thin tubular structure, these important materials are again reabsorbed by the veins and by the arteries, and again are sent to the glomerulus for further filtration. So this process is known as reabsorption. The useful products like amino acids, glucose, salts are reabsorbed by the capillaries. It is written here also, around the tubular structure and goes into the renal vein. And then after that, until the filtrate is reaching to collecting duct, it has only harmful waste, excess water and some nitrogenous solid waste dissolved in that water to the collecting duct, and then it is passed to the ureter, and from the ureter it is passed to the urinary bladder, and earlier I told from ureter it is excreted with the help of urethra, and a sphincter is there, muscular structure which helps in excretion of urine when we have a greater urge of it. Now about excretion in plants. In plants, the gaseous waste, one thing I also want to convey you here, that human excreta, although it is named as excreta, but it is not a excretory product, because fecus, that is named because fecus are those substances which are not synthesized by any of the metabolic process. These are the undigested food particles for which we don't have enzymes or the organ to digest them. So human excreta or human fecus is not a excretory product of the body. These are undigested food. So excretory products are those which are synthesized, formed inside the body and harmful for the body. So these are needed to excrete. Excess water is also unnecessary, amount of water is also unnecessary, volume of water is also not good for the body, so that is also needed to excrete. Now we will discuss about the excretion in plants. In plant, the gaseous waste produced during respiration is CO2, and the gaseous waste which produced during photosynthesis is O2, and these are removed through the stomata. Earlier I had taught you while I was teaching photosynthesis that green leaves of the plants have number of tiny pores which are coordinated with the help of guard cells, and these are known as stomata. One individual is known as stoma. So a number of stomatas are present. Number of stomata are greater in the upper surface of the leaf in comparison to the lower surface. So stomata helps in exchange of gases. I had taught you earlier. So during respiration, carbon dioxide is produced, which is needed to excrete out at night, and through stomata these are sent out, excrete out in the outer environment. As well, during photosynthesis in daytime, oxygen is produced as a byproduct. Some amount of oxygen are utilized in the process of respiration, and rest amount of oxygen is removed, excreted out through the stomata. I had taught you earlier, and as well you have learnt in class 7, that rate of photosynthesis is greater than that of the rate of respiration. So number of oxygen molecules which are formed during the daytime by the plants are not utilized in the process of respiration. So some molecules of oxygen is left, which are removed through the stomata during daytime, and at night carbon dioxide and excess amount of water is also removed through the stomata. The process of removal of water molecules in the form of water vapor through the stomata is known as transpiration. Some waste products are also produced which are stored in the leaves and are removed when the leaves dry and fall off. You must have thought sometimes why the leaves become dry and are falling from the tree. Some of the excretory waste are gradually stored in the leaves, making the leaves dry, and by the process of wilting of leaves, that means falling from the plants itself, known as wilting of leaves, these excretory products are sent out from the plant body. Some waste products are stored in vacuoles, and some waste products like gums, resins are stored in the old xylem cells, and some waste products are removed through the roots also. You must have seen some liquid products when you have cut the stem part of the plant, that is resin, latex, gums. Different plants have in different form, these are present, and these are also excretory waste which are stored in the xylem cells and gradually comes out by changing the xylem living cells into xylem dead cells. You are knowing some xylem has 4 different types of cells, in which some are dead and some are living. So in plants, excretion process mainly takes place through the stomata and by wilting of leaves, but some amount of some excretory waste are passed into the soil through the roots, and some in the form of latex, gums and resins, etc. Now we have completed first chapter of bio, that is life process. I am reminding you, the first one was digestion, second respiration, third transportation, and fourth excretion. Some more systems we will study in second chapter, that is control and coordination chapter, and then reproduction also. So in next session I will give you some home assignments, question answers I will send, that you will do at home. And if you have any problem anywhere, my phone number is given to the school authority. Many of you also have, so you may ask questions by using that. Thank you, children. Be happy and careful.